So we're doing Parasha meditation for Vayigash. And that is the Parasha that we start right after Hanukkah. And the title here is Reaching the Meeting Point of Contention. So right after Hanukkah, we've all been invested with renewed strength and emunah and excitement, hopefully, for the mitzvot. We've been ignited. We need to now keep our inner flame alive. We need to carry the message of the Festival of Lights into the coldest winter months of Tevet that we're in now. It's supposed to be the coldest months. Not too bad. Now, when the warmth of Hanukkah is especially needed, that's when we read Parashat Vayigash, which is all about keeping our inner flame alive and bringing shalom between the divisions that separate the various segments of our people. Entering the meeting point of the divine inner self, the meeting of the two brothers, the fiery flame of Yehuda confronting Yosef's inner fire, preceded the descent of Yaakov's extended family into the darkest exile of Egypt. Vayigash elav Yehuda. Yehuda approached him. Yehuda penetrated the depths of Yosef's heart in order to convince him to release his brother Binyamin. The word Vayigash, it means to draw near and to meet. The two different paths of archetypal Jewish leadership challenged and confronted each other until they both entered the meeting point of the truest divine inner self. This is true shalom, when each opponent draws out the very best in each other in order to unite. Making inner peace between our conflicting selves. Rabbi Meir says, there is no Vayigash except for the language of shalom. We too must access and confront the Yehuda and Yosef parts of our soul until we reach our inner truth where Hashem light shines through. When we succeed to find inner peace between these contrary aspects of ourselves, we can bring light to our darkest exiles and engender outer shalom amongst the fragmented Jewish leadership in our land. Vayigash means drawing near. Sfat Emet explains that we are called Yehudim because we are modim, which means to admit that everything is from God. This is what causes us to draw near. We need to clarify to ourselves that even in the midst of darkness, there is life emerging from the will of God. When we nullify ourselves to the will of God during times of darkness, and Hester Panim, which is hiding of Hashem's face, then we reach the level of Vayigash. He drew near to Hashem. Drawing near to Hashem is also called to draw near to Yosef, because Yosef is the inner point of reality. The gematria of the word Yosef equals 156, which is the same gematria as that of Tzion. And Tzion means the inner point. Depending on one's vantage point, Tzion is always the relative inner point. Tzion refers to Israel for those who live outside the land. Inside of Israel, Tzion refers to Yerushalayim. Inside of the city of David, in Jerusalem, Tzion refers to the Western Wall and the Temple Mount. On the Temple Mount, Tzion refers to the temple. Inside of the temple may be rebuilt soon. Tzion is located in the Holy of Holiest. Inside the Holy of Holiest, Tzion is the point between the two cherubs, the Charuvim, not Charuvim, On the lid of the ark, the Russian babushka doll, which holds many dolls, one inside of the other, exemplifies the concept of Zion. Zion is also the meeting point between Yesod, foundation, personified by Yosef, and Malchut, royalty, personified by Yehuda. Through the hardship Yehuda faced, he resolved to draw near to the inside of the matter and to accept God's will with happiness. This concept is alluded to in a Torah verse that describes how the Egyptians in Joseph's presence had to leave so that he could be alone with his brothers to reveal his true identity. It says, Joseph could no longer restrain himself before all those who stood before him. Then he cried, "Have everyone withdraw from me." No man stood with him, while Joseph made himself known to his brothers. This is Bereshit, chapter 45, verse 1. Metaphorically, Joseph alludes to the inner point. When it states about him that he could not restrain himself, it alludes to the revelation of the inner point. It follows then that all Egyptians had to leave. This alludes to the nullification of the exterior that conceals the interior. When we clarify that all is from God, then the inner meaning is revealed, taking initiative to approach. This week's parasha begins with the words, Vayigash elav Yehuda. Yehuda approached him. He did not wait to be called. He took the initiative to act on his own. Similarly, each of us is empowered to express the new potential and light we have acquired on Chanukah to bring about shalom within ourselves and within our families, and to reach out to make an impact in the world around us. Ready for the meditation? Okay, welcome, welcome. Sit down, make yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath. And now, inhale Hashem's life-giving light. Exhale any tension from every limb of your body, starting with your head and finishing with your feet. Allow your mind to drift as you go through the happenings of your day in your mind's eye. Which accomplishment did you achieve, and which hardship did you undergo? Did you deal with the challenge of your day in the very best way you could, or did you fall short of acting according to your truth? Allow all of the events of your day to wash through you and accept them all, even when you didn't live up to your fullest potential. Did you have a disagreement or confrontation with anybody today, or in the last few days or weeks? Allow your mind to focus on the last difficulty you experienced with another person. Think about why you felt, spoke, acted the way you did. Get in touch with your feelings. Where were you coming from? Now let your mind shift to the person you interacted with. Why did he or she feel, speak, act in that particular way? What kind of criticism did the other person have of your way? Make an effort to find a kernel of truth in the other person's approach. Perhaps you can get in touch with your own weakness discovered by your opponent, even if it may hurt. Perhaps you can get in touch. Breathe into the pain of your own incapability. Breathe into the words gash, inhale, ga, exhale. Repeat that 4 times. Ga,
ga, ga, ga.
And 2 more times. Ga,
ga.
and last time. Ga. The letter Gimel is derived from the word Gmul, which means giving. This is alluded to by the leg of the letter Gimel, which expresses the running of the rich person to bestow goodness upon the poor. Allow yourself to take a step with the Gimel out of yourself toward the person you interacted with. Go toward that person, to his or her inner core, to understand where the person is coming from, and open yourself to see the matter from his or her vantage point. Allow yourself to deeply feel the other person's point. The second letter in the word ga is the shin, gashin. This letter relates to the Hebrew word shinui, which means change. As you continue to breathe into the word gash, inhale ga, exhale. Get in touch with a part of you that was opposed to the person you interacted with. Do you feel any change? Has the gap between you lessened a bit? The letter Shin is also the secret of the 3 heads of the burning flame. Whereas the outer flame of the Shin is continuously in a state of motion and change, the inner flame represents the changeless. It is your own personal fire and flame of strong belief in your path of personal truth. Vayigash elav Yehuda. Yehuda approached him. The Atma of God says that the word elav to him refers to himself. Yehuda examined his own heart. He repeated what he had already said in his earlier to drive the words deeply into himself in order to fulfill the ancient Jewish teaching, what comes from the heart enters the heart. He wanted his words to be so true and powerfully charged that they would be understood and accepted by Yosef. Like Yehuda, you too can get deeply into your own approach to connect with your truth that rises above the confrontation or criticism you may have received. In your mind's eye, understand and visualize your true response to the truth of your opponent. Allow your personal truth to come from an even deeper place. a place that can answer back any criticism from others. Continue to breathe into the word Gash. Inhale, Ga. Exhale, Sh.
Ga. Ga.
Invigorate and feel the
Ga.
fire of your truth with each exhale of the letter Shin. Allow yourself to feel how the power of your truth is penetrating into the power of your opponent's truth. Until both of you emerge to unite in Hashem's higher truth. Continue to breathe into the word Gash. Inhale, Ga. Exhale, Sh. As you breathe into this higher truth, to the true meeting place between you and the person who challenged you. When you're ready, slowly tap your hands and feet and open your eyes, feeling renewed, inner peace with yourself and others. Ah.
Indeed.